Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Well, I have a question. Not in Carlos, left of in car, but he left a comment on the car. Man, I'm finding out.
Go ahead.
Because my no question is, if OPCAT is ratified, who is going to police it? Nigga OPCAT, nigga do it for property. You already get that question. One, I want to say the police cannot police it. Because simply, the police department is an abusive department. The commentary I want to make is, I am from Manchester. I was reported at Masako police station on the land truth, which is civil, theory. But I was detained by the police and I'm still reporting on bail. I have my document and my agreement with OMVD. I was compensated on that land in 2021. I went to court with social security on that land. I won my case. I have my account document and I have my lease document. But I'm still reporting at the police is because of the corrupt nature of the police. So we should know that if such a law is ratified and given to the police is going to be able to abuse it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pour jama mi bela mayola, se fana be kawla la balola. Diamo kan pour niata toto ratify da fuka pare jamal le ba process. Ntenga me nyanta toto watch sector. We need to introduce the isaje ni aketa mo se traje mini alon ko isa ko no kaya ko mantra kere na detention facility how do you expect to have a prisoner in cells without a bed or a chair? That's a mental torture in itself. Yemo samba kaso, yemo samba mai tu adum ima atumako ayakele. The person was just a mere suspect. Yasamba selo kono on an empty ground without a chair or a bed is a mental torture. We need to stop that. Prisoners have a right to sit on the chair. They have a right to sleep on the bed, like how we do at home, because the person is a mere suspect. Among convicted, Luama Mutafolo, Kadekoya surrounded because I cooked. Namera, parliamentarian of the Syringa, we need to have a torture watch sector for that matter. Alabama.
Charobe sunna mena comme koko balone Mr. Bode info bari Justice Minister Amol Begane na député Mol Bunda Mol Fana Bega ndamu 11 November victim na munti parce que ngoto mala mu Lieutenant Bakar Mane nyanchoti bari toto le bentolu kunna mi yalanko yenna mol la fadri yefa tiara sinata ne konyako ibe wuri ibe sambala le police especially so ni miyano ko be kulol bondi la nyoto isidina no nge bali bar hankabi o mankelo ngalo fana mu toto do la famille lo gam miyano ko ka warata wala na fana ko nso dun dijedo pour député ni Justice Minister Amolo ani ena charti isano kuna mu ko nyeti
Mr. Mane. And should I respond in Mandinka or should I don't speak Mandinka.
You can speak in English.
But I can speak in Wolof. Okay. So from the order, what we have seen from other jurisdictions, they have different kind of models of policing the OPCAT to make it easy for you. They have the independent institutions, the multi-agency, the high the international Red Cross. Some countries, they have the NHRC that is policing the OPCAT. Some countries they have multiple institutions like doing justice, interior, immigration, defense, national human rights commission, press union, civil society, all of them to sit together and deal with the body set up to police this. Some countries have two, some from government, some from CSOs come together and partner. So it's different, but in all policing, The police is not made to police itself. The issue is because when you talk about torture, it's mostly state officers, state law enforcement officers. Let's say the prison officers, the police, or the army. It's mostly they are the alleged offenders of doing these crimes. So making them to police, it's really not a reasonable or feasible thing. We want an independent body that can look into these issues and give solutions to it. So yes, don't worry about that. The police will not be policing themselves. It will be an independent institution that have all the rights, but it will all be contained when the OPCAT is already ratified and domesticated. In the domestication, the law will state who and who will be in charge of doing it. But so far, we have the National Human Rights Commission doing it, and they've been doing it very well. So most likely, maybe the Gambia may adopt the same of having the National Human Rights Commission to continue with this work that they're doing. Thank you very much.
That the moment we ratify the optional protocol, then the subcommittee that is created under the optional protocol, which operates at the United Nations level, will also have the mandate to come and visit from time to time and to monitor what is happening. So we would be having 2 layers of monitoring or policing, as you put it, at the national level and then at the international level.
Very quickly, because we have one person, let's take it as part of the 3. Give you a follow-up. It will be part of the 3 questions. We're taking another round of 3 questions. Please go ahead, and then we'll take the person online. After him, and then the person online. Get ready.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. I'm a victim of November 11. But our comrades were exhumed on the 17th of April 2019, and we are in 2025. And we are not getting any information as to what is happening. And we think it's our right for us to know what is happening. Because to us, we feel the government is not doing anything. If someone's people are exhumed from 2019 up to 2025, and nothing has been communicated to the families, how do you see that?
Okay. Let's take it.
Assalamu alaikum. Nito Mariama Kamarani. Enti fana mutadimbe maito 5 years 4 months. Be prison maito. Ye muta ye so ko la ye tuma momente. Mfama banda wolo kono, mbama banda wolo kono. Nkoto ma banda wolo kono. In a life basis. Nsasa taje nkono yele take. Fe samba Finke, Banjul, Ganterwo, Nalaje, 4 months in the land, Mamboro Suba. Every day, you look up on Bala. Momos to me, Marpella, Alan Ture, and Doctor. So, now operation care, Snafla. Safata jongono kandimi kini bake yoloka bombara le ka forma criminal nunkungoto e ko fe mantare ko noto e samba barabe samba do hospital tayo mena ntata ko house na fa no bombara ko na forma street ko yaade yologo ko kay fanga ye yologo ko kambara e samba wala te e samba hospital.
Okay, let's go book out, please.
Yes, now we do that. So you can be so good, make us so good in the life in the police woman that a family plan in the Bakaso Befinti. Lost our Tatiana Sikata Wapan and I can high quality Muguni, Tama and Tediamona, Aladdin Kingoni. So that in a many diamo domanding for her. So instead of Tamaquera, the Banda in the West name one in Banta. West, I tell you what the traffic light. What I'm begin. Nibetala, deeper life, Manok and Johnson. Inte Maria Madia Paka will only game Belani here. West the Tata young one.
Okay.
So,
from now, journalist CNP, human rights advocate CNP, after the next picture, you can give your please, there's another last question.
Assalamu alaikum.
maa ngi nuyu mbooloo bi man la Jack Souare, victim of April 10 student demonstration 2000 and being victimized December 30th. Man lu ma laajte mooy Minister of Justice ñu ngi fi maa ngi leen laajte efficacy Ousmane Sonko gis nañ ne charge nañ ko murder ak lu bari waaye charge ko rape because rape is a domestic violence. Bugga naa xam government bi ban jéego lañ ci war a def parce que rape dafa nekk loo xam ne one of the reasons lu tax April 10 am te rape mu ngi happen ba léegi bugga naa xam ban jéego lañ see def. The victim like perpetrator like Ousmane Sonko will not be cut free. The perpetrator nekk fi ñu xam ne rape dañ koo Chinese, but so action amul people are not held responsible. Gars yi dinañ ko defaat never again boobu du mun a sotti same example amul taking people into account.
And thank you for giving me the chance to speak. I just wanted to ask with regards to the support given to the victims in terms of actual rehabilitation, the psychosocial support that they require, what is happening? Because the mentality of Gambians in terms of therapy or counseling and the rest of it is still amiss. They need to understand the importance of the trauma, of how everything has made them feel, because you can hear from the sounds of people speaking, the trembling of their voices, that this is still something that's affecting them. And on top of that, they're still waiting to see the justice from it. So what's happening in terms of the psychosocial support? The mental stability of these victims, because it's ongoing, and we're hearing about reconciliation, we're hearing about the TRRC, but what's coming out of that in terms of actually helping them get back to themselves, which would be hard, but at least to the point where this would slowly be removed from their minds and their daily thought process.
Thank you. Thank you for that. This panel, though, was mainly focused on torture and the OPCAT, right? Which is all important with regards to this. We want to close up. I'm going to allow people to close up, and then they will respond to some of the concerns that have been raised. Of course, we've had many of the concerns that have been raised, but I know time's of the essence, and I would start from the right, and then please, if you can, because all of us have a responsibility, right? MOJ has a responsibility, Ministry of Health has a responsibility. Some of the things that have been mentioned, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Interior, having a new prison. So we all as civil society, WAVE is involved in psychosocial support and other civil society organizations. Government needs to more. You understand? So I want all of us to take responsibility to lift this burden from these victims. We've had their cries. They look up to these institutions. Honorable Cisse, please, if you can respond to some of them, in particular, those who have raised their concerns. Even what can the National Assembly do to make sure that there will be support for psychosocial help? Yeah, just 1 minute, 2 minutes, please, let's close.
Ringalol fan ak lenga bunda do fundini banko government national human rights commission act of parliament le dida is fundi wala ñu dul le ni mo be ñoo jara directly wala del fana banana do ko kana na do do dawoda walakin ni wati wati fundi na kasi bon jube na ko sesulu jube anu mi mo fana ye kundi hawo so do fana yago be nyato tinyaka fende most of le yi tameta national assembly e bunda ko muna continue mata ala nyato ya la juro foye nitel ma jaar non directly si bunda ko nyani non ko continue ko nyana ko wata public personnel si bunda ni tan non so do la do ko moldi ka loi de la ka loi la ajola loi la ta amon la nyana.
Thank you very much. November 11 thing keeps raising up. We're here for the issue of torture prevention, OPCAT, clear. But I want us to indulge the victims. And please, to give your concluding remarks. You've heard the women. Yeah, I'm sure when you're there, even though their topic is not specifically on this particular issue, although I must highlight that the other lady, what she spoke about with regards to Usman Sonko, his case, he's been sentenced to 21 years, and then obviously it might be soon, in a few years, when then he might be free. Also, what will the government do? Is the government starting negotiations to try to make sure that when he finishes his term, they bring him here, maybe even prosecute him? Can you tell us? If that is not happening, it's fine. But I want to know. We need to know what is going to happen. And try to conclude. I'm sorry, I have to put you in a bad position now. But please, with 1 or 2 minutes, try to see how you can respond to the concerns of these victims in particular, and psychosocial support as well.
Thank you very much. What you have is more time. We can see what you take up as a bad you very good. Why Ministry of Justice they are going to do no need nega no need to have it. The senior nega senior one the ko me sa dem yero limit nga dem ci ne antika ni dogal la jox def ko ko ba di santane ñepp nega ci jam waye nak adina ay defé la jam bu gana ak nogalam ken xamul no wone look what I'm working is affaire it's not about just Usman Sonko's issue but nationally we face with issues of rape. And I believe in the Gambia, I think rape is among the highest criminal offenses we have. And I believe the magistrate is here sitting before us from the judiciary. And me from the state law office, the number of rape cases we receive on a monthly basis for prosecution is just something else. So it's just not a matter of responsibility. But I think rape is becoming a national pandemic, which needs special attention by all sectors. So nekkul loo xam ne dañ koo jëlee lu ndaw déedéet dañ ko bañ ba police ak soldat ak ñëpp am na seen own gender based violence units they deal with these kind of issues. Ministry of Justice am na seen own unit boo xam ne SDB bi ñun si ñi dañoo wax ak victims yi give them the psychosocial support and they working with one-stop center in which we have the CSOs, the Ministry of Health, the Department of Social Welfare, the Ministry of Gender, the Ministry of Justice. They come together and each sector gives different services to what these victims need. If it is legal, the Ministry of Justice will step in. If it is psychosocial support, the Ministry of Social Welfare and Ministry of Gender will come in for shelter, accommodations for victims, and psychosocial support. But there is never enough. It's something that always needs more improvement, more capacity, more building. And we ask everyone that we open our hands for anyone who can come and to join force to solve these national challenges or issues as amicably as possible, and to give victims peace of mind, peace of health, and be able to have their lives back together and focus on their future. So it's a video auto and get out and lives in law. Bullet from your nguur rek la déedéet ñun ak man ak yow ak keneen ñooy nguur du nguur ku toog si office bi déedéet ñun ñëpp ñooy nguur ñun ñëpp doomu réew leen ku nekk am na lu la wax sa réew. So gis nga gis ko déggee si Ministry of Justice wax leen ko wala dimbale leen ko dina tax réew mu def kanam ñu ngi leen wax ñu ngi indi si loxo yi yéen ñëpp ku ñu mën a jàppale pour réew mi Gambie nekk réew boo xam ne kenn du fi eewu ñu laa bunu xatal dina toroxal dina dóor dina teg loo xam ne war sa dem war sa yaram ñu laa ekkati si loxo ndax ne yéen ñëpp ñëw leen ñu boole doole nekk si réew boo xam ne dina nekk réew jàmm ak réew salaam waaw foofu laa yemal waxtaan bi jërëjëf.
Thank you very much. And then we'll close with the final statement from the NHRC, your last words. Also, I don't know whether this is a good opportunity for you to highlight to some of these people if they can report issues of human rights violations also to the NHRC. Respond especially to the victims who have raised particular concerns. Me, I'm really concerned about them hearing their cries.
Thank you very much. I intended to close with 2 points. The first one being that pending establishment of an NPM or any other mechanism, the National Human Rights Commission is here as one of the places where you can report issues of torture as a human rights violation or any other form of inhuman or degrading treatment, which includes a lot of the things that have been highlighted. And it's also important to note that though our mandate started from the creation back in 2017, but if the violation started well before 2017, but said violation continues to occur until after 2017, that individual is still capable of, the victim is still capable of coming to us to complain for any human rights violation, including torture and other inhuman degrading treatment. And the second point and the final one, I just wanted to highlight that under the Reparations Act and the mandate of the Reparation Commission that has been created, and hopefully it will start operation soon. The victim includes any person who has suffered, violations of human rights, be it psychological, emotional, and all those things, and physical, within the period that was covered by the TRRC. So if you were a victim, whether you participated in the TRRC or not, by definition, then you are eligible to come before them and then seek for appropriate redress. It could be compensation, financial, it could be provision of psychosocial support and the like, and I am hoping that works eventually. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hand over to the convener of the event. Thank you so much.